Hello, and welcome to Good News for Today for Monday, May 25th, 2020. My name is Tim, and this is my wife, Nikki, and we're glad that you could join us. I'm going to start, I think, with the reading from the Gospel today. This is from Matthew, chapter 8, verses 5 to 17. Entitled, The Faith of the Centurion. When Jesus had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him asking for help. Lord, he said, my servant lies at home paralyzed and in terrible suffering. Jesus said to him, I will go and heal him. The centurion replied, Lord, I do not deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word and my servant will be healed. For I myself am a man under authority with soldiers under me. I tell this one, go, and he goes, and that one, come, and he comes. I say to my servant, do this, and he does it. When Jesus heard this, he was astonished and said to those following him, I tell you the truth, I have not found anyone in Israel with such great faith. I say to you that many will come from the east and from the west, and will take their places at the feast with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the subjects of the kingdom will be thrown outside into darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then Jesus said to the centurion, go, it will be done just as you believed it would. And his servant was healed at that very hour. When Jesus came into Peter's house, he saw Peter's mother-in-law lying in bed with a fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she got up and began to wait on him. When evening came, many who were demon-possessed were brought to him, and he drove out the spirits with a word and healed the sick. This was to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet Isaiah. He took up our infirmities and carried our diseases. What do you think?
It's a fairly complicated Bible reading. The interesting thing about the centurion is that he says, Lord, my servant lies at home paralyzed and in terrible suffering, but he doesn't ask for anything. He just states the problem and is trusting in Jesus to answer. Sometimes when I pray, I also don't know what to ask for. I guess it's not necessary to know as you present it to Christ that he's able to meet the need. And he says to the servant, go and it will be done just as you have believed. It's interesting to know that often in the gospel, it's the people coming from the outside who model the best faith in Jesus. And the centurion is a foreigner and a pagan, or I don't know, my commentary said a pagan, but he is a godly man. He believed and he sought out Jesus and told him what his predicament was.
In fact, it seems to me that contrary to what some might say, it seems to me that the centurion was a believer.
Yeah, definitely. Otherwise, he wouldn't be coming to Christ. So sometimes maybe it requires a bit more faith to just present your need and not ask for anything in particular. And this is what he did. Then there is the healing of Peter's mother-in-law. And nobody asks for anything there either, as far as we can see. There's no evidence of them asking, but he just reaches out and touches her, and she's healed. And again, in the evening, they bring people who are demon-possessed, and other sick people are healed. And Matthew, interesting to think that Matthew says how Isaiah's prophecy was fulfilled in this, that he took our infirmities and carried our diseases. how does all this relate to us? Well, I guess we too can come to Jesus and be healed. And are we all healed? And should we all ask for specific things? Well, no to both these. We need to trust that Christ's will be done in our lives. And we long to hear, as you have believed, let it be done for you. And I would like to close with my favorite psalm, the 103rd Psalm. I won't read the whole thing, but it does speak of healing. Starts off, praise the Lord, O my soul, all my inmost being, praise his holy name. Praise the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. He forgives all my sins and heals all my diseases. He redeems my life from the pit and crowns me with love and compassion. He satisfies my desires with good things, so that my youth is renewed like the eagles. This goes on for quite a bit, but I want to leave that with you and wish you an awesome week. And you can join Ursula tomorrow morning for the good news for today. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you, folks, and enjoy your day.